Okay, let's get started with some breaking news coming in from Jammu and Kashmir, where India today has access to latest video of fresh terror recruits of Jammu and Kashmir. Now, the militants in the video are all believed to be fresh recruits at some unidentified location in the Kashmir Valley. All militants in the video are fresh recruits except Hizbul Mujahideen Commander Burhan Muzaffar of Tral town in South Kashmir, who has been active for the last decade. And the militants in the video are in army combat uniforms with sophisticated weapons. Earlier, these militants had posted their pictures on Facebook, which were later removed by the Jammu and Kashmir police. Okay, let's get in a word from Ashraf Wani, who is joining us live from Srinagar. Ashraf, going by the video, what do you sense in terms of the number of recruits, and what is the kind of reaction pouring in after this video has surfaced? Has it been posted on some social site?
Yeah, basically, absolutely. This is some kind of new trend which is concerning not only for the security agencies but even for the political establishment here in the Jammu and Kashmir state. Basically, in this video, the militants, which are all the fresh recruits, most of them, and also they have joined recently the militant ranks, particularly in the South Kashmir. The faces of these militants are well open, and they are in the combat dress. As usually, we are seeing the army jawans in the different areas during the operations, and these militants are following the same trend so that they can easily cheat not only the security forces with this combat dress but even the civilians, so that if they go through any jungle or forest area, the people can understand probably they are the people from army. This is also the concerning security wise for the security agencies. So far I have spoken to some top officials here in the Jammu and Kashmir police as well as in the army. Both the security establishments are accepting that there is this kind of a new trend, particularly in the South Kashmir and some districts of North Kashmir, where the youth, not only the youth but even educated youth, are trending towards the militancy and are joining the militant groups, knowing that the ultimate of their participation in the militant groups is the death.
Yes.
Despite knowing that these youth are more and more attracting towards the militancy, which is the big concern for both security agencies as well as for the government.
Ashraf, also, the worrisome fact is here that there is no attempt in trying to hide their identities as far as these men are concerned. They are flashing, of course, all these arms and ammunition. What more details have you been able to gather in terms of the security, going, the way the security agencies must be looking at this video? What are the kind of arms that we see here in the videos? What is the age group? Will it be easy for them to identify these boys?
Yes, all these militants who are in this video are well visible. They are known in the people, and this video has been assessed by India Today earlier, but if even it could be circulated after some time within the social media. This is the most hectic and concerning for the political authorities, political establishment here, that this trend is grooming. We had seen earlier in the 90s when the local youths were joining militant groups and they were coming out on the streets. Now same kind of trend after so many years, after almost 25 years, is once again getting repeated in the Kashmir.
Yes.
That is the very much shocking, that local youths joining militants and then coming on the social media and then being followed by the other youths. So
Ashraf, stay with us. I'm also joined on the phone line by Mr. Junaid Mattu of the National Conference. Mr. Mattu, these visuals, how do you look at them? Especially post that 89 phase, that eruption of militancy in the valley, these kind of fresh recruits posting these videos of them having joined militant groups.
I think since we referred to the post, the 89 incident, the 89 uprising, I was a young child then, and I remember there was this sense of disillusionment, and we have seen so much suffering because of that. Now, we have been saying, our party has been quite a while now, there is another wave of a sense of disillusionment, a sense of disappointment, a sense of betrayal among the youth in Kashmir because of this PDP-BJP alliance. It's very fine to say theoretically that two poles, North Pole and South Pole, come together, but the fact is that PDP asked for votes in Kashmir to stop BJP from coming to power, and lo and behold, after the elections, they embraced BJP. So yes, there is disgruntlement, there is disillusionment, and there is a lot of this sense of anxiety amongst the youth in Kashmir. And we have been highlighting it time and again, and it's very unfortunate, it's very alarming.
But Mr. Mattu, even as you blame the BJP-PDP alliance in a way for this re-emergence and young people taking to militancy, in 2010 when your party was in government, then also we saw that summer uprising where a lot of young people were killed, and perhaps a sense of disillusionment there also because they felt the justice had not been delivered.
See, the 2010 uprising was not about the youth taking to arms. It was not an armed uprising. It was an uprising in the aftermath. If you look at it very candidly, you look at incidents like Machal, you look at incidents like Patribal, these incidents, these fake encounters, or this question of AFSPA being withdrawn, and no movement there. This gives certain sparks at regular intervals. The 2010 uprising was very unfortunate, but youth, even in 2010, did not resort to arms. They did not resort to militancy as is being done now. So what is different? Something is different. There is this feeling in the youth that politically, there has been an enormous U-turn. There has been an enormous historic backtracking by a political party here, and as far as we are concerned, it's very alarming. And we hope the people in the state government realize what is happening.
Okay, Mr. Mattu, stay with us. I'm also joined by Mr. Khalid Jahangir, the spokesperson of the BJP in the state. Mr. Jahangir, how disturbing do you find these videos that India Today has access of these fresh recruits? They seem to be boys and men in the age group, perhaps between 20 to 35 at best. And Mr. Mattu here seems to suggest that there is a sense of disillusionment given the kind of BJP-PDP coalition that we see in the state.
Well, these types of videos has used to become from last 25 years in Jammu and Kashmir. It's not new. And National Conference Congress, they by seeing...
No, Mr. Jahangir, I would beg to differ. I think it's after a long gap that we are seeing these kind of fresh armed men videos coming up. We've seen stone pelters, we have seen common men taking to streets to pelt stones at police forces, but young boys with arms again, this seems to be a redux of the 1989-90 scenario.
I think, these videos and photographs used to come before also in 2008 also, because this militancy is there from last 25 years, and the security agencies are taking care of it. I think that's the domain of the security agencies to look into the matter, and we should not play politics on it. I think the things are going better in Jammu and Kashmir. The people's mood are vindicated by the assembly elections, how they have participated in the elections. And,
okay, sir. So you seem to suggest that this is not new. Please stay with us. Ashraf Wani, our senior colleague in Kashmir, is also with us. Ashraf, I've also been following Jammu Kashmir events over the past many years. But would you agree when Mr. Khalid Jahangir says that these videos have also surfaced in the past and perhaps there should not be a panic button that needs to be pressed here?
No, probably Khalid Jahangir might not be aware about the ground situation. There was a period when the militancy was brought under control and most of the terrorism in the Kashmir Valley was tackled by the militants across the border. They were the foreign militants which were active in the Kashmir Valley for last 1 decade. Now this trend emerging for last 1 and 2 years is absolutely by the militancy control being taken by the local youths, which is very shocking, which is very alarming for the security situation here in the Jammu and Kashmir state. Basically, it was always being told that the militants go across the border and then they get trained there, then they bring the weapons from the Pakistan. But now this lot of militants is completely local. They have snatched these weapons. Most of the weapons which you are seeing in the hands of these militants had been snatched from the security forces in the Kashmir Valley during the recent months, and they are not getting any training from across the border. They are being locally trained by the militants here, by the commanders which are already active in the ground. And not only it, but even more and more youths are trending towards it. We are seeing on the social sites how these pictures are being shared by the thousands of young youths, and how these videos are being shared.
Ashraf, let me get back in fact to Mr. Khalid Jahangir and Mr. Junaid Mattu if they are still with us. Mr. Jahangir, you've heard Ashraf say we are seeing this emergence in a way over the last 1.5 years. And what is more worrisome is now people don't even need to cross over and go to the other side. They can be trained locally when it comes to insurgency and militancy.
Well, we have seen the turbulent times in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Our security forces are on the vigil. Our J&K police is taking care of the law and order. I think these small incidents should not be propped up. Our security agencies and our security forces are on the ground zero. and they are capable to thwart any attempts made with the Pakistani terrorists or international elements.
Sir, are you sure you would want to describe these as small incidents? Perhaps do a little rethinking, take a back seat, take a step back and look at the scenario here, because even while your government here at the center might offer thousands of crores of rupees in development packages that might be in the offing, it's an ideological conflict that seems to be playing out, of course, in the build-up of these kind of incidents.
Well, I think these kind of incidents should be taken up by the security agency, not by the media. These things, I presume, believe that these are security concerns, and our security agencies are having the upper hand on the militants, and I think they will delete on your TV report also about this situation.
Okay, Mr. Jahangir, stay with us. Mr. Mehmood Beg of the PDP is also with us, senior leader. Mr. Beg, your first reaction, please, to these videos. With sophisticated arms, which, as our correspondent Ashraf Wani reports, they are essentially arms and ammunition that have been snatched from security forces over the last few months, especially since the time maybe when your coalition was thrown up in the valley.
No, I don't think you can say that this has been happening only for the last 5-6 months. To be honest, we have been having it for the last many decades now. It's only that sometimes it goes up and sometimes it goes down. There are many reasons for that. But saying that or linking it to the formation of the new government, I don't think is factually correct. If you have a look at the insurgency, we started from 90. It has its ups and downs. And right now, I think it's very much under control, in fact.
You are saying it is under control, but figures don't seem to be pointing outside, and especially, given the way things have moved around over the past few months between India and Pakistan or within Kashmir. What are your concerns, sir? How do you plan to address this issue?
No, I think Prime Minister Modi has initiated a very good thing so far as our relationship with neighboring country Pakistan is concerned. I think this is a wonderful thing which he has done. We have welcomed that already, and as we have been saying all along and all through, that it was Mr. Abajpai who took it head on and laid a foundation for a wonderful relationship between the two neighboring countries. Because when two neighboring countries have good relationship, we the people of Jammu and Kashmir and in Jammu and Kashmir, we are the most beneficiaries. And I think Prime Minister Modi has taken the right step in that direction. We have a long way to go, but we hope, a new hope has been created that under Modi's leadership it will be taken to its logical conclusion.
Okay, sir, you don't seem to be worried about this video that has surfaced. Ashraf, what are the security agencies saying on this video? Are they sort of thinking of this in a way that there needs to be greater concern, perhaps greater apprehensions as well? Because the politicians here clearly from the PDP and the BJP seem to be playing down that this video should not be causing much alarm.
Yeah, basically it is concerning for the security agencies, and they are much worried after this kind of trend here in the Kashmir Valley. Just 2 days back, the Corps commander of the Chinar Corps here in Srinagar in a statement said that it is very disturbing that the local youths are going towards the militancy here in the Kashmir Valley. There are other avenues, there are other ways for them, but he categorically in an important statement accepted that there is some kind of alienation probably among the youth. That is why they are just taking this path. So he clearly said that it needs politically to be addressed. It can't be controlled by killing the people. If you kill two and four more become the terrorists, that is the very disturbing, and that cannot solve the problem. So basically the political parties also, not these leaders but even the top political leaders like Chief Minister and the and other leaders of the different political parties believe that this issue needs to be addressed with the soft tactics, so that more and more youth in the Kashmir Valley could not head on this violent path.
Many thanks, Ashraf Wani, as well as of course Mr. Mehmood Beg of the PDP, Mr. Junaid Mattu of the NC, and Mr. Khalid Jahangir of the BJP for having joined us with your perspectives and updates on this video that has been accessed by India Today.